Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We're back from the deep freeze of last weekend. Uh, Things didn't get too bad. We did lose power for a while. It got cold as crap. Had a little bit of icing everywhere, but wasn't too bad. We got another deep freeze coming up this week, but I think Sunday morning is supposed to be the coldest morning here. Hard freeze, but no precipitation, so nothing like that. Anyway, got the power back. Man, I hope your power's back, because I've seen people are still without power for like 5 and 6 days now. That's just crazy. So if your power went out, I hope you got it back. If it's not on, you're probably not seeing this, but I hope you get it back soon, because that is just crazy. Anyway, so we're going to go quick review some upsets that happened this last week. Actually, since last Friday or Saturday, because we didn't do a show Sunday or Monday. Do a few upsets, got some news items. We'll preview what's coming up this weekend in college basketball. With it, let's get started. I'll hit the subscribe button, wherever it is. CFP, they will remain 12-team format next season. No agreements were made in the meetings. Was it last week? Maybe last week. Last Friday, I think, was the deadline. Evidently, from what I'm seeing, SEC and Big Ten are the problem. They're throwing the weight around, thinking they're the best conferences in all the world. They got great teams. Big Ten's won the last 3 national championships. SEC's won a bunch, but still, they look down on people. Think they're better than everybody else in the world. Hey, I'm an Aggie. They're in the SEC, but sometimes the boss ain't always right. And I don't know what the SEC and Big Ten's problem is besides ego. So right now we're still at 12. Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney ripped Ole Miss head coach Pete Golding for tampering. Golding allegedly repeated luring Luke Farrelly into the transfer portal after the linebacker had already signed to play at Clemson. So that's what Dabo's saying. Dabo says the transport portal landscape is flat out extortion. And this is an example of how ugly things have gotten with this whole transfer portal thing. No consequences for bad actions. That's what he's saying. And I agree with him. This whole thing, they need to make a rule or something. Because you got a great team. Say you just come up short, like Texas A&M did this year. You don't know if them guys are going to be there next year because they jumped ship. They may have already jumped ship, They need, I don't know. You can transfer once every 2 years or something because it's gotten out of hand. A lot of powers to be just throwing their hands up and saying, do what the hell you want in college football. We don't care. Now some of them are going to get advertisements on their uniforms. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, college football is starting to go downhill really bad. But, hey, as long as we're making money, who cares what, how those higher ups are. Ohio State, they are hiring former Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith for their new offensive coordinator. Colorado, some of this news, like I said, is old because we didn't get to do a show last week, so you may already know some of this. Colorado offensive tackle Jordan Leaton to LSU. Fernando Mendoza going to the NFL, leaving Indiana. Did you see that party they had for winning the national championship there outdoors at the stadium? It was like 10 degrees, maybe even colder. People still came out there to celebrate. I don't blame them. I mean, Darian Minson and Duke have reached a settlement in their dispute. That clears the way for Minson to sign with another team. And I believe I read he already signed with Miami. So Minson's out of Duke going to Miami. It kind of makes sense. They're both private schools. So, I mean, going private school to private school. Don't know why he wanted to leave Duke, though. Well, that's probably why. Next season, defending national champions, Indiana Hoosiers, they're going to play Ohio State and Michigan in back-to-back weeks. Whew, man, that's going to be a tough slate right there. Colorado head coach Deion Sanders says, if my players are late for practice, $500 fine. They skip practice, $2,500 fine. He's laying down the law there in Boulder. All right, so like I said, no show on Monday because power. So some of the upsets since last Friday, a week ago. Friday, number 3, Michigan beat rival Ohio State 74-62. 11-9, Charlotte beat 12-8 Tulane by 3. Tulane only had 16 rebounds in that game. Charlotte had 33. 7-13, Fairleigh Dickinson beat 10-8 Central Connecticut State by 10. Fairleigh Dickinson's Parnell, 29 points in that game. He hit 7 3-pointers. 10-9, Jacksonville State beat 11-8 Middle Tennessee, 75-58. 11-8, Louisiana Tech beat 12-8 Kennesaw State, 82-76. Kennesaw State led by 9 at halftime. 6-14, Eastern Carolina beat 12-8 North Texas, 63-59. Moving to Saturday, big day for some freshmen on Saturday. BYU, 3 freshmen scored 40 points or more. BYU's Dabanza, 43 points in his game. Houston's Fleming hit 42 points. And then Illinois' Washer hit 46 points. All 3 of those freshmen, big-ass days last Saturday. All right, so Saturday, 14-7, UC Irvine beat 15-6 UC San Diego, 61-59. That game was tied 28 at halftime. 13-6 Tennessee beat number 17 Alabama by 6. Ament, 29 points, 7 rebounds for the Vols. Gillespie, behind him, had 24 points for Tennessee. 11-10 Illinois Chicago beat 14-8 Bradley by 15. 12-8 DePaul beat 14-6 Seton Hall by 7th. That was Seton Hall's 4th straight loss. 12-8 DePaul beat 14-6 Seton Hall by 7. I already said that one. 11-9 Toledo beat 13-7 Bowling Green by 1. Toledo's Wilson hit a 3-pointer with 8 seconds left in that game. 13-7 Auburn beat number 16 Florida, 76-67. That's Auburn's first win in Gainesville in 30 years. That's crazy. 13-8 Northern Iowa beat 16-5 Murray State, 81-76. Number 11 Illinois beat number 4 Purdue, 88-82, with the help of Wagler's 46 points. He had 9 3-pointers in that game. 18 3-pointers total for Illinois. 10-10 Western Georgia, 10-10 West Georgia beat 12-9 Queens, 74-66. Number 12 Texas Tech beat number 6 Houston, 90-86. Talked about Fleming for U of H, 42 points in that game. Red Raiders did have 16 more rebounds. 9-12 Georgia State beat 13-8 Arkansas State by 1. Georgia State's Hamilton, 38 points in that game, hit 6 3-pointers. 7-13 Morgan State beat 12-9 Howard by 1. Howard actually led by 6 at halftime. 12-8 Rhode Island beat 18-2 George Mason, 74-65. 12-8 St. Joseph's beat 14-6 Dayton, 81-74. 12-8 Texas beat number 21 Georgia by 10. Texas 58% from the field. Georgia only shot 43%. 12-10 Green Bay beat 13-9 Rob Morse, 71-67. Number 2 UConn beat 15-5 Villanova, 75-67 in overtime. UConn scored the final 8 points in overtime to win that game. Number 22 North Carolina beat number 14 Virginia by 5. Virginia led by 9 at halftime. Outscored 51-37 in the second half by the Tar Heels. 9-10 North Carolina A&T beat 12-10 Towson, 80-73. North Carolina A&T's Welker, 33 points in that game. Upset on Sunday, 13-7 South Florida beat 14-7 Florida Atlantic, 89-75. South Florida, 13 more rebounds, and the Owls actually led by 3 at halftime. Moving on to Monday, number 1 Arizona beat number 13 BYU, 86-83. BYU came back from 19 points down in the second half to make a game of it. Just came up a little short. Number 4 Duke beat number 20 Louisville, 83-52. Duke went on a 13-0 run to start the second half of that game. Pretty much put it away right there. Tuesday, number 5 Nebraska got their first loss of the year. Man, still got a hell of a team, though. They're going to have a hell of a year. Lost to Michigan, 75-72. Nebraska missed 3 shots in the last 2 minutes trying to win that game. 15-6 Nevada beat 13-7 Grand Canyon by 6 in overtime. 14-7 Indiana beat number 12 Purdue, 72-67. Indiana, 12 3-pointers. They are 4-4 in January. Purdue, that was their 3rd straight loss. 11-10 Notre Dame. Man, look at Notre Dame trying to fight. They took down number 17 Virginia. Took 2 overtimes. No, I'm sorry. Notre Dame took number 17 Virginia to 2 overtimes, but lost by 3. Misread. But they played a hell of a game against Virginia, though, didn't they? Lost by 3, took them to 2 overtimes. Give them some credit. 13-8 Rhode Island beat 14-7 Dayton, 81-76 in overtime. Dayton led by 8 points at halftime. Moving on to Wednesday, 10-3 Washington State beat 14-9 Seattle, 70-58. Seattle missed 2 3-pointers in the last 12 seconds of that game. 17-4 Miami beat 14-7 Stanford by 9. Stanford led by 5 at halftime. 15-7 Illinois State beat 16-6 Murray State by 5. Murray State only shot 38% from the field. 12-11 Texas State beat 13-8 Marshall, 72-68. 14-7 Auburn wins their fourth game in a row over Texas, 12-9 Texas, 88-82. Texas led by 10 in the second half at one point. Texas, we talked about them, LSU, Missouri. Who else we talked about? You'll know what you're going to get each week because they're an up and down team. They'll have a big win one week, and 3 days later they'll lose a game they shouldn't be losing, or they'll lose a game. It's up and down. You just don't know they're going to make the tournament or they're not going to make it. I mean, they're one of those teams. I guess you could throw Auburn in that mix too. 9-12 Florida State beat 15-6 Cal, 63-61. Cal missed 2 3-pointers in the last 42 seconds of that one. 14-6 Tennessee beat 16-5 Georgia by 1 in overtime. Tennessee, 22 more rebounds. That was Georgia's second loss in a row after losing to Texas on Saturday. 15-5 Iowa beat 15-6 USC by 1. Iowa hit 2 free throws in the last 4 seconds of that game. Woods, though, for USC had a good game, 33 points. 8-14 Loyola Maryland beat 13-9 American, 77-68. Speed for Loyola Maryland, 30 points in that one. 11-10 Mississippi State beat 13-8 LSU, 80-66. LSU got that good win over, what was it, Missouri, I think. But that's it. They're 1-7 in January. 9-12 Southern Illinois beat 13-9 Northern Iowa by 15. 12-9 Charlotte beat 13-8 Temple, 80-76 in overtime. There we go. Moving on to last night. 10-10 Memphis beat 14-8 Florida Atlantic, 92-65. Florida Atlantic only shot 36% from the field, 23 turnovers. That ain't going to win you a game. 13-12 North Dakota beat 17-6 St. Thomas, Minnesota by 1. That snapped St. Thomas, Minnesota's 28 home game win streak. Done. Over. It got to start over. 12-10 Morehead State beat 13-9 SIU Edwardsville, 67-65. SIUE led by 6 at halftime. 8-12 Western Carolina beat 15-7 Eastern Tennessee State, 90-88. Western Carolina won on a free throw with 1 second left in that game. 13-9 Elion beat 14-7 William & Mary, 79-76. William & Mary led by 7 at halftime. 9-13 Jacksonville beat 14-8 Lipscomb by 5. Lipscomb, their 5-game win streak, done. 11-11 James Madison beat 15-7 Troy, 73-64. Guess what? Troy's 5-game win streak. 15-7 UC Irvine beat 15-5 Hawaii, 87-76 in overtime. Hawaii was outscored 15-4 in overtime. They can only muster up 4 points. 7-13 Sacramento State beat 13-9 Montana State, 94-78. Sacramento State's Johnson, 27 points in that game. 13-9 Montana beat 13-6 Portland State by 4. Williams for the Grizzlies, 24 points. And 14-7 UC Santa Barbara beat 15-7 UC San Diego, 62-48. Santa Barbara, 5 straight wins. That was some of the upsets of the last week. Moving on. Things coming up, starting tonight. 5 p.m. CBS Sports Network, 16-5 Kent State versus 17-4 Akron. Michigan for the second Friday night in a row. Big-ass game. Had one against Ohio State last week. Tonight, 7 p.m. on Fox, number 3 Michigan versus number 7 Michigan State. So pretty much 2 rivals in a row on Friday night. 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network, 14-7 Dayton versus number 21 St. Louis. 8 p.m. on FS1, 13-8 Boise State versus 13-7 Grand Canyon. Moving on to tomorrow, Tomorrow's going to be kind of crappy, at least around here. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a good day to stay in and watch basketball all day. 11 a.m. on the ESPN. Number 4, Duke versus 16-6 Virginia Tech. 11 a.m. on ESPN2. Number 11, Texas Tech versus 16-4 Central Florida. 12 o'clock on the SEC Network. Texas A&M versus Georgia. Both of them are 16-4. 12 p.m. on CBS. 14-5 San Diego State versus 16-3 Utah State. 1 p.m. on TNT. Rivalry game. Number 1 Arizona versus Arizona State. They're only 11-10, but still, it's a rivalry. Arizona State. 1 p.m. on ESPN. 15-5 SMU goes to number 20 Louisville. That ought to be pretty good. 1 p.m. on ESPN2. Another rivalry. Both teams, Texas up and down. OU's on a downhill slide, but still, it's a rivalry. 12-8 Texas versus 11-10 Oklahoma. Like we said, UT's up and down. Oklahoma's just been falling down the last several weeks. But still, it's a rivalry. 1 p.m. on Fox. This one might be pretty good. Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Both of them are 14-6. 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus. 13-7 Marshall versus 13-8 Arkansas State. 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus. 15-6 Cal Baptist versus 13-6 UT Arlington. 3 p.m. on the ACC Network. 15-5 Cal travels cross country to play 16-4 Miami. 3 p.m. on ESPN2. 11-8 Baylor, who's just having all kinds of issues lately. They're going to 14-7 West Virginia. 3:30 on ESPN. This probably be a pretty good one. Number 13 BYU versus number 14 Kansas. 3:30 on USA Network. 12-7 Davidson versus 13-9 Richmond. 4 p.m. on Peacock. 14-7 Indiana travels to the West Coast to play 14-6 UCLA. 4 p.m. on the ESPN Plus. 13-8 Montana State versus 13-5 Portland State. 5:30 on the ESPN. 14-7 Kentucky versus number 15 Arkansas. Good SEC matchup. 5:30 on USA. 18-2 George Mason versus 12-8 St. Bonaventure. 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network. 16-5 Murray State versus 18-3 Belmont. Some of these records are wrong because I wrote them back a couple of days ago and these teams lost or won, but you get the gist. Because I just remember Murray State lost. 7 p.m. on the ESPNU. UAB versus North Texas. Both of them were 12-8 when I wrote this. 7 p.m. on the ESPN2. South Florida versus Temple. Both of them around 13-7. 7:30 on the ESPN. 13-7 Auburn. Trying their luck there in Knoxville. Playing 13-6 Tennessee. 8:30 on FS1. Colorado State versus Wyoming. 12-8. 9 p.m. on ESPN Plus. 14-8 Pacific versus 13-9 San Fran. 9:30 on ESPN. 19-3 St. Mary's versus number 6 Gonzaga. That's always a good game every year. That late night Saturday game with St. Mary's and Gonzaga always seems to be pretty good. All right, moving on to Sunday, 12 p.m. I guess because they know NFL, ABC says, give us a college basketball game. So 12 p.m. Sunday on ABC, number 23 Alabama versus number 19 Florida. 1 p.m. on TNT, 13-7 TCU versus 12-8 Colorado. 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus, 14-8 Quinnipiac versus 13-9 Fairfield. 1 p.m. on ESPNU, 13-8 Wichita State versus 17-3 Tulsa. 3 p.m. on FS1, got a good one. Number 9 Illinois versus number 5 Nebraska. 3 p.m. FS1 on Sunday afternoon. Nightcap. I just put this one down because it's a nightcap. You may not be done with college basketball yet, so here's one for you. 7 p.m. on FS1. 14-5 Iowa goes to the West Coast to play 8-12 Oregon, who's got all kinds of problems. All right, so that's it. We will be back because we're not going to have any power outages on this storm this weekend. So probably wait till Monday because there's some good games there on Sunday we'll go over. But yeah, we got teams that we're saying up and down, got teams that are on their way down, teams that are holding steady, teams on their way up, starting to get that picture out who's going to make that tournament and who's not. But like I said, this is a great time for college basketball right now. January and February, these conference title races, man, getting really, really ramped up and good. Anyway, hey, it's Friday. The weekend's almost here. Thank God. Stay safe this weekend. Stay warm if you're going to be in a freezing area. Have fun. We'll see you back on Monday.